Hello, my name is Sara Cox, and I will be doing a lesson today for my SLP 212 class on the area of expressive language, specifically in syntax and adjectives or describing words. The age grade I would use would probably be towards kindergarten through third grade. It could be adapted to fit any age group really. The material you would need to do this lesson would be a chart paper with 5 columns on it, each column representing as one of the 5 senses, so taste, touch, hearing, seeing, smelling. And you would also need markers and 1 real orange. To begin the lesson, when the student has come in, I would prompt them by saying, we're going to do an activity today, and in order to do that, I would like you to describe everything you can about an orange. Hopefully they would come up with some answers of what an orange looks like or is to them. When they have finished describing the orange, I will say that was great. I am now going to help you to become a better speaker in the area of adjectives, and we're going to come up with a whole list of adjectives that you will be able to later use when you're describing an orange. So what I would do next is I would get a real orange. I would give it to the students. I would then get a chart paper that I already have filled out for today's lesson, but it would not be filled out in my regular lesson. So here's the chart paper. The title of my lesson is Orange. It will have 5 categories: touch, hear, see, smell, and taste. And again, I would not have the words filled out. This would just be blank with the actual senses listed. And what I would do first, I'm going to hang this on the wall now. I would have this hanging. So what I would do next would be to have the student pick up the orange, and our first category is touch. So I would have the student touch the orange and tell me everything they could describing the orange of what it feels like. As they were saying the words, I would go to my chart and write down under touch all the different words that they wrote. So I put, for example, smooth, cold, soft, and bumpy. If they are having trouble with this, for those students who are struggling, I would probably say the first, give them 1 adjective to put, and hopefully that would get them thinking and they can think of some others. The next category would be to hear. So I would have the student pick up the orange again, listen to it. Now this one's kind of a tricky one, so they may need help with this category. So some of the things that I came up with that I thought maybe they would think of would be nothing, quiet, hollow. So those are all examples of things that they might say. The next category is see. So I would have them just look at the orange. Actually, I would have them put them down on the table and just look at it, and then tell me everything that they saw using their eyes. So under C, I put small, round, orange, ball. Because to them, they may say it looks like a ball. The next category is smell. So what I would do for this is have them actually unpeel the orange. If you just want to do a small piece or the whole piece, whichever works. And then have them actually smell it. I'll tell them not to put their nose on it, but to actually smell it. And then tell me all the different things that they smell. And I would write down what they put. So my example was sweet, smells like a flower, yummy. So those might be kindergarten through third grade words that they would use. And the last category I would use is taste. So I would actually have them tear off a piece of orange, have them taste it. If they don't like oranges, they can maybe just lick it. It's something so they're actually physically doing something with the orange. And then I would have them tell me what words they would use what it tastes like. So my examples would be sour, sweet, juicy. You may have seeds, so they might say seeds. So when we're finished, I would go back and we'd go over the chart, we'd go through all the things they listed, and then we would talk about if there was more adjectives now or less than before they actually got to use the orange when they were first describing them, the orange. Of course, I would hope there would be more. And from then, I would have the students using this chart if they need to. They don't have to use it, but for those who are struggling, can look back and use those words and tell me in 1 or 2 sentences, using all 5 of these categories, describe an orange. And now hopefully their sentences would be much more elaborate, use much better word choice or syntax or the meaning, and also have much better describing words. And if they're struggling with that, I would say, okay, first tell me, what does the orange feel like when you touch it? And you could say, when I touch the orange, it feels smooth, cold. You know what I did? Whatever adjective they used from the chart, I'd go back and underline it. I don't know if you can see it from there, but a few of those words are underlined. So I would just use that when they actually use that adjective. And we would go through all 5 sentences, hopefully using as many good, I call them juicy words as we could, and hopefully this would help them improve their expressive language. If a student seems to be catching on to this really quickly, getting kind of bored with it, I would then have them at the end, after they describe their orange, using 1 or 2 sentences, draw a picture regarding an orange, and then have them tell me in 1 or 2 sentences what the picture is about, and using some adjectives from each of these columns. And hopefully this will help, again, with their expressive language. It's a fun activity. It's hands-on. It's quick. Another thing you can do if a child is catching on quick, or those who are advanced, you could have them write down the words in the categories, so they're getting out moving, having some tactile lessons. And that is my lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.